Hey everyone, welcome to LV Up TCG. This is Sean. I'm here to talk about Lorecast. This week was really interesting. We got a lot of good information about upcoming events. A couple of quick housekeeping things. They did talk about Fabled pre-release. It's this week, of course, so if you're out there playing in the wild, good luck to you. Hope you have some fun. I unfortunately won't get that chance, but I do have my hands on some sealed product that I will be able to use here with my family, so I'll give you guys updates on that when I got them. So see me, you can see my kids destroy me in Pack Rush probably. They did address allocation. It's a little bit lighter than most of us could hope for. They're working on getting Fabled out in waves, so this will be wave one. There'll be additional waves to follow. I'm not thrilled that they're doing it that way, that there are people and markets that can't get all the product that they want. I know there are events that have suffered here in Las Vegas. I had to make different arrangements than I usually do to get my hands on product. But I appreciate Ravensburger at least addressing it, or at least talking about it, which is not something that most card companies would do. Um, Other housekeeping, they talked about the potential of integrating the Ravensburger Play Hub with the Lorcana app. There's a lot of technical challenges to work out, if they can even work them out, but the potential is there, and so I'm glad they're exploring it, because I would prefer an app as opposed to going on to my main, or onto my web browser. Moving into events, they talked about DLCs. So Milwaukee and Bologna, they have more tickets going on sale next week on September 3rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Milwaukee has more main event tickets going on sale, and both Milwaukee and Bologna have more attendee tickets going on sale. They also revealed the side events for Bologna, and they look kind of interesting. So Infinity Constructed is finally going to get supported, because rotation will have happened by that point. And then they're doing a team up event, so a multiplayer event, and they're doing a type of event called an Ink Sprint, which is a shorter scale event of Pack Rush, Infinity Constructed, Core Constructed, whatever it happens to be. So fewer rounds and more forgiving and prizing, which is really neat. The Milwaukee side events have not been announced yet, but they are supposed to drop next week on the 3rd of September. In addition, the other European DLCs after Bologna are increasing in size. The cap is going up to 4,096, so doubling in size. And they're adding Friday for both main and side events. That I think is really interesting for the European market. Here in North America, we're not so lucky. Both Richmond and Indianapolis DLCs are not doubling in size. They are adding Friday for events, and they are working on a way to increase the cap, the player cap for that main event, but nothing set in stone yet. So hopefully they get that sorted out for those of you on the East Coast who are going to be going to Richmond and Indianapolis. The other thing they talked about was CCQs. This is something they've hinted at before, or we got one announced earlier this week, and they delved into it more deeply. So these are challenge championship qualifiers, events that are put on by third parties, in which the winner gets an invite to the appropriate regional championship, be it Europe or North America. We've got a list of European CCQs. Note on this that the Utrecht CCQ is actually the 8th and 9th of November, not the 9th and 10th. And they hinted that this might not be the final list, that they could potentially add more dates before the end of 2025, but it's not likely. So if you get a chance to go to one of these events, take that opportunity. Here in the US, we've only got 3 announced. Like I said, there's one coming up in Denver really soon. The one I'm personally excited about, of course, is the one in Vegas. That's the 21st and 23rd of November. That is going to be super exciting, because they will be supporting, or Ravensburger will be supporting these CCQs with prizing. They'll be getting some non-foil challenge promos, versions of the challenge promos for these CCQs, in addition to the regular prizing from the tournaments. And of course, the top finisher, the first place finisher for all these CCQ events, will get an invite to either the European Championship or the North American Championship. There's 24 total slots allocated for the CCQs in the championships, but so far each of these events only have one invite available to them. So if you want a chance to go to the North American or European Championship but don't have a chance to go to DLC, that's your opportunity to get there. As for the North American CCQs, they strongly hinted there would be more coming. They just weren't ready to announce them. They did specifically call out that Canada would be getting one. Not sure where yet. Not sure if it's on the in Eastern Canada, Western Canada, but one would be coming for Canada. So there's some good news for you. In addition to that, tournament rules would be updated. They've got a new document. It'll be dropping onto their socials soon for our perusal, and with a more finalized version of that coming in a few weeks to all the usual suspects. This is something they'll be working on. They're not ready to finish it off yet, so they're just, like I said, it's a living document. So keep an eye out for that if you want to get an insight into how the tournaments are currently going to be run. For the future, they talked about for 2026 season 3 of the DLCs, they're looking at newer venues to increase these sizes because they understand the demand. And I think what they didn't say, but what they strongly implied, was that this game has grown faster than they really anticipated. So they were kind of taken a little bit by surprise. I'll say they were caught with their pants down about getting these events done, or getting these events staffed and filled. So with that understanding, they're growing. They're hopefully going to see more DLCs next year. I would like to see them come back to Vegas personally, not just a CCQ, but a full DLC, because I'd like the chance to play in one. And even if we don't get one in Vegas, maybe one down in California, up in Utah, out in Phoenix, I'd like that too. But anyway, they're aware of the issues, and they're working on growing their market as fast as they can. The CCQ program actually is something that was supposed to come out in season 3, and we got it a year early just because of the demand that they needed. So thank you to Ravensburger for listening. So I appreciate that. That's kind of takes us to the end of Lorecast. Next week is another exciting topic. They didn't come right out and say it, but they hinted it'd be about an ambassador program. So I'm really interested in that. I'll be paying attention, and of course, offering some insights and some recap next week. If that is something you're interested in, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye out for that video when we drop it next week.